Go.
There's no echo. No echo.
Hey, everybody. Sup? Welcome to Vaginal Fantasy. This is a show where we hang out and discuss a romance genre book every month. And then, of course, the awesome forum at goodreads.com/vaginalfantasy. Why are we stuck on Veronica while I'm doing this thing? Hey, because I'm incompetent. I sprained my ankle, I think. I fell down the stairs in my house. There's only it was only 2 stairs, but I'm worried. So, anyway, so we're a romance book club. We're on our 64th hangout. 4th year, right? 5th year? What?
I think
yeah.
I think we're the 5th year.
Guys, life is fast.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'll be a little bit hanging back, and my head will be small compared to the lovely co-hosts, one of which is not here tonight because of the Portland fires. Kyla is not here.
She's not on fire, though.
She's not on fire that
Not
we
on
know of.
fire.
We should be very specific and say she's not, like, dead or running from flames.
Very stressed out, though, and she has a baby and all that stuff. And believe me, I understand that stress now. I don't know how anybody who has a child gets anything done. Anyway, that's
Yeah, right.
I have a dog. I have an elderly dog, which is sort of like taking care of a grandparent in your house that you have to help up and down stairs.
You do have an elder dog, and she's a big dog too, so it's hard.
Elder dog, yeah.
Elder dog.
Elda. Well, anyway, Veronica Belmont and Bonnie Burton. Introduce yourselves, ladies. There's Bonnie. Bonnie with you got some foreground action going on here.
I do. I was actually going to put up the green screen, but I'm afraid of what people will put behind me, so I decided not to.
Wait, you have a green screen in your house?
I do. I bought one because I'm teaching myself YouTube video technology, you know, like the millennials and the kids do.
Nice.
So I bought
I
a
don't
huge
think they
screen.
do YouTube anymore, right? YouTube's not cool anymore, right?
I don't know. So I got a huge green screen thing that I put up when I try to do videos, but I was like, I don't want to be like that newscaster or the like clueless. Like I think that happened with Queen Elizabeth. She had like a green dress on, and so all these people superimpose stuff.
No, it happened to Sarah Huckabee.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
she's the worst though. It's fine.
Yeah, it was fine. But I've learned my lesson from those people, so I don't want to do that. But I do have my Godzilla figure in honor of tonight's show.
Wow. Oh, because of Lizardum.
And I also have my T-Rex puppet.
Yeah.
Which you may remember from the Vaginal Fantasy alt vlog about Taken by T-Rex, which was a T-Rex erotica.
That was our best alt vlog. One of our onlys, but also the best.
So that's me. And then this is just stuff. I'm trying to declutter, but I don't know if I'm succeeding. So
well, it's fine. You're doing a great job. Veronica, how are you? You want to show off your new addition to your family? Come on, do it.
I got a tattoo. It's my first tattoo.
Pretty. Here, let me.
It's hard to see. It's upside down. I have to do it like this.
What is the design? What's the design from? Is it original drawing or is it from?
Is it a tree you know? Is it a tree?
It's a birch tree.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
It is. I love it.
And it does have significance, but it's a long story.
Really? You want to tell it?
No.
Why would you not want to tell it?
It's our my family name.
Oh,
my
Birch?
maternal side. Yeah, Birch. Yeah. Are you furiously Googling something?
Well, I wanted to see if Belmont means birch.
No, it doesn't. No.
Oh, okay. All right. See?
But anyway, and then I had shoulder surgery and I have a sprained wrist. So like like both arms are wonky on both sides. This doesn't hurt at all, and it doesn't hurt now either, and it's not.
I'm surprised. I don't know what. How long did it take you? Let's talk tattoos because.
Okay. I love talking tattoos.
Yeah. How long did it take you to decide? Oh yeah, this is the one, guys.
About a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the design. I started talking to the artist in like June, and then I got it just about a week and a half ago.
Somebody suggested that you lost your virginity against the birch tree, and then you celebrated home.
Nope. Rollerblading home, true. Definitely happened indoors.
Now, you know what?
Good callback, Tamaranian. Good callback.
I know, that's a great one, right?
You don't want to have tree sex because the the bark alone.
I think we've been through this before. Most outdoor sex is probably a bad idea. If it's sand, if it's trees, if it's ants, if it's whatever, it's all a bad idea.
Trees are especially bad because you have all the bugs on trees, then you have dogs that feed on trees.
Oh, God.
Then you have weird squirrel stuff going on, and then just the bark itself is just really rough unless it's like a smooth madrone kind of tree. But I sound like I'm an expert in this. I'm not.
No, there's always something wrong. And I still cannot eat figs to this day. Thank you,
I'm
Miss
sorry.
Burton.
I'm sorry.
I literally, like, I can't. They tried to, like, give me a sample of figs at the farmer's market last weekend. I was like, I'm good.
No, for real. I saw a wasp on a fig, like a fig tree, and I was like, "Whoop, someone's gonna eat that guy."
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll keep my banana trivia to myself too. Then.
Oh yeah, let's
wait. What's wrong with bananas?
Just be careful when you open them up. Sometimes there's spiders. Not in the banana, but in between the peel and the fruit because they can sneak in.
Are you crazy?
No, I mean it happens when they're imported. They don't always check for. Hitchhikers.
But there's spiders and grapes too.
There's
a big
spiders everywhere.
Just wash your fruit.
We've probably eaten a dozen or two spiders in our day, right?
Yeah, I mean, spiders also crawl into your mouth when you're sleeping, so it's not like you know. And half the time they're tiny. They're not like
Burton.
Burton. I think you maybe need to stop. Maybe we should talk about some lizard raping.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
before we get into that, we have to thank Sean Sandalooky.
Yeah, Sean.
He is the best. He keeps us nice and tidy in our forums. So if you ever go to goodreads.com/vaginal fantasy, if it looks nice, it's thank you to Sean Sandalooky, who has his own vaginal fantasy. Check it out.
It's a book. You should say it's a vaginal fantasy.
It's a book.
He probably has other vaginal fantasies. We don't want to know about him.
Don't we all?
His book is actually really fun. Like you should read his book if you have. It's a quick read and it's fun. So I don't know.
Exactly. Anybody else who's in the group and has a romance novel, get in the local shout outs. We'll give you a local shout out. Speaking of which, Sean also gives us some show notes and compiles some of the awesome things that you guys have said on the forum, as well as the local groups, which I give a shout out to every month. So we have local people all around the world who either get together online in a hangout like we are doing right now, or in person. And here it is. Last month, the Vaginistas hung out in a Google Hangout, one of our oldest, most loyal groups. The ladies of the Great Lakes met in Detroit, Michigan at a pool party. Yum. Cloudy with a Chance of Clitlet met in Seattle, Washington at Third Place Books. Viking Booty met at the WorldCon 2017 in Helsinki, Finland, which is so cool. I've always wanted to go to WorldCon. Have you ever been, Veronica?
No, no. But there was a sword and laser meetup at WorldCon as well this year in Helsinki, which was very cool. Yeah.
Have you ever been to Helsinki?
I have not. I have not been to any of the Scandinavian countries. I really want to go.
Yeah, I want to go to Denmark because if you watch Chef's Table, there's a Chef's Table episode.
Oh, yeah. It's Nomu, right?
Yes.
It's Nomu. And they do that little dish where it's like he actually did a residency in Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he opened up a Nomu Mexico or Nomu South or something like that, and he did it there for a while. And the ticket, I mean, it's unbelievably expensive. But
I mean, that's honestly, if I like won Lotto, like I was thinking about that when it was to 700 million or whatever last few weeks ago.
That
I was
would
like,
be what you do.
I would probably waste all my money on food. I mean, it's not that surprising if you look at me, but. The really expensive food though, like things like that.
Experience. You're buying an experience, okay?
Yeah.
I don't judge anybody for whatever they do. Although really expensive purses, I'm slightly judgy. But
I'm saying the wrong name. That's not the name of the restaurant. What is a chat room? Come on, help me out here. It's a 4-letter word that begins with an N.
What's the chef's name again?
Oh, I can't remember his name right now. Shoot, I had too much glass of wine. I could if I saw it, I would know it instantly.
Danish-looking guy, though. Very Danish-looking.
Yeah. Oh, it is Noma. It's Noma. It's Noma, and it's Renee Redzepi. Renee Redzepi is the chef.
Oh yeah, I follow him on Twitter.
It's not Nobu. That's a different restaurant.
Nobu is Matsahit. Anyway. That guy. You know who I'm talking about. Morimoto? Is that Morimoto's?
Morimoto. That's Morimoto's restaurant.
See, I know things.
And it's Noma, and it's Renee Redzepi.
Okay, continuing quickly, the Wanton Wisconsinites met at the 42 Ale House in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Yearning Yinzers met in Pittsburgh at the Harris Grill. Only Lovers Left in the Library met in their Puerto Rico based, but they met in a Google Hangout.
Ooh.
Definitely sending you guys love and concern. There's a hurricane that's very dangerous that's over there right now. Ladies of the Great Lakes met in Royal Oak, Michigan at the Jolly Pumpkin. Frugal Fannies met in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Wow, we got a lot of Michigan groups now. Frugal Fannies, you guys should all meet up. The Venus Flytraps met in Dayton, Ohio. The Beers, Books, and Boobs met in mid-Michigan at the School of Magic. What is that place? I want to go there.
I want to go to that.
Exactly. I want more information. And then on September 5th, Cleft of Shadows, the WoW Guild, is meeting in the inn at this Forsaken High Command. Level 1, they play 1 hour before the Vaginal Fantasy. So if you want to join World of Warcraft, there's a great guild for you there. All right, guys. I guess we should get into the book, right? And another shout out to Kyla. Hope you're not
on fire.
On fire, or what is going on in Portland? It's just like there's so many fires.
Wildfires, yeah. It was in Seattle and Portland. It's been raining ash.
Oh, okay.
Which is fun.
Well, I was heartbroken that I had to cancel my first con, but maybe it's not the worst thing to happen.
Well, is the fire in Burbank still on fire, or is it gone
Apparently
now?
It's being more contained now since it rained a bit.
Yeah, it rained a little bit. It's contained, but the air is awful. I can barely breathe. I've had a headache all day. So.
Oh no, I'm sorry. San Francisco is melting, but we seem to be back to normal. But I had to put everything I owned, from chocolate to lipstick, in the refrigerator. And
really?
And I haven't done that before. I tried to put on lipstick when it was during the heat wave. It was 111 inside my apartment. And my lipstick was melted. I'm like, holy shit. So I had to put everything in the refrigerator. And then I had to put ice packs all over my dog so she wouldn't pass out.
Is she okay though?
Yeah, she's fine. She went in for her laser massage today. So she gets special massages because she's elderly and has arthritis. And she gets
acupuncture. Do you do acupuncture?
I was thinking about doing that, but right now the laser massage and then her pain meds and arthritis meds seem to do the trick. She's probably in better shape than I am. Anyway,
she got swole. Yeah, Jessica, swole and just the act. Just the act. Okay, so guys, our book this month, and there might be some trigger warning situations in the discussion because there are all the trigger warnings in the book itself. But Bonnie, why don't you discuss? This was your pick this month. Why don't you discuss why you picked this book and what you think about it, and then we'll pass it along, and Veronica and I will chime in.
Do you want to read the thingy? I don't know where I put my book. It's somewhere in my book pile, but I don't have it on me. But in the show notes, I think there's the. Yeah, I can read. I can do it.
I can do it. I enjoy doing it.
Veronica,
yeah. Veronica.
Okay. It was her last chance. Amber Bierce had nothing left except her sister and 2 tickets on Earth's first colony ship. She entered her sleeper with a 5-year contract and the promise of a better life, but awakened in wreckage on an unknown world. For the survivors, there is no rescue, no way home, and no hope until they are found by... All right, how do we say this guy's name? Maroc? I always said it Maroc in my head, but I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, that's good. Just say that.
Maroc?
Maroc. It's just easy for all. Yeah.
Somebody in the chat might know.
Okay. Until they are found by Maroc, a holy warrior more deadly than any hungering beast on this hostile new world, but whose eyes show a different sort of hunger when he looks at her. It was his last year of freedom. Uyain Maroc is a sword of Sheol, God's own instrument of judgment, victor of hundreds of trials, with a conqueror's rights over all men. Or at least he was until his father's death. Now, without divine intervention, he will be forced to assume stewardship over House Uyain and lose the life he has always known. At the legendary temple of this is just like sword and laser all over
again. I'm so glad that you're doing this today. I'm so glad.
Fuck these people. All right. That one.
Just Z's.
Marak hopes to find the deliverance he seeks, but the humans he encounters on his pilgrimage may prove too great a test even for him, especially the one called Amber, behind whose monstrous appearance burns a woman's heart unlike any he has ever known.
Mm.
Is that it? Is it talk about the raping?
Now they're trying to do like the spelling in the chat, and it's not helping.
It's not helping at all.
It's not helping. It's not helping at all. It's making it worse. Zapatos. Okay, we'll call it zapatos.
Zapatos. That's true. I learned that in my Duolingo. That's our shoes.
That's shoes.
Shoes.
And if you want to say orange shoes, it's Ranahano zapatos.
Ah, you want orange shoes? Yes.
Orange shoes. Because I think
Amarilla.
Amarillo.
Zapatos.
Amarillo.
Amarilla.
Amarillo.
I said that once on Mexico MTV because I was at a Liz Phair concert and Mexico MTV was there filming it, and they asked me in Spanish what I thought of the concert, and I said I really liked her orange shoes because Liz Phair is wearing orange shoes. So that's my only Mexican language.
Wouldn't it be zapatos naranjas? You would say that noun before the.
Yeah, probably.
Los zapatos or las zapatas? Zapatos.
Let me see. Now I don't know.
I think it's.
I wonder.
Zapatos, so it's los
zapatos.
zapatos.
Los zapatos.
They probably put drunk gringa underneath my name.
Ay, Dios mío.
That'd be pretty.
I don't know. Yeah, let's call him Zapato. Zapata.
Okay.
That works.
Okay.
Okay. So wait, now they're saying, okay, anyway.
We don't care what it's.
We don't care. I'm not.
Veronica is right.
Yes. They're not real people. So we're not offending a country.
Are you? Wait, you're not talking about people who speak Spanish.
No.
We're
I'm
talking
talking about
people who speak lizard.
Lizard. No, I'm
Lizard.
from
They're not
Fucking with you. I'm sorry.
Veronica, do not get me in trouble with Mexico.
I'm just joking. I'm sorry.
I need Mexico. They have the best tequila. Do not fuck this up for me.
Okay.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Oh, speaking of, what are we drinking?
Just an old rosé I had sitting in my fridge.
I have a Trader Joe natural mountain spring water.
Are you allowed to drink?
I still got my boobies on tap, lady.
I don't know. I feel like you're being a little too healthy. Just do 70s, mom.
Can't you just pump beforehand?
Yeah.
It takes a while. Your liver works. Livers do their thing, don't they?
Yeah.
I know. Well, but the problem is the baby wakes up like every hour until midnight and then finally gets to bed then. So I have to be like clean until then.
I'm learning this because my best friend just had a baby. And so I'm learning all the ins and outs of the, when alcohol is allowed. Although I really knew this from Kyla already. So I feel like it was.
I mean, Kyla, I don't think she follows the rule.
Yeah, I don't think Kyla cares. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure if you drink rum, breast milk doesn't just turn into a pina colada. Like you're fine,
it should
right?
though. That's a good idea though. Caught in the rain.
Get caught in ash rain.
Oh my god. How much of that rosé have you had already?
It's a lot.
It was a deep pour, and I'm getting down there pretty much.
I have to say, from the last episode before this one, people were very into super drunk Veronica.
Oh yeah.
Was that the last one? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was. You were reclining on a couch and
that was so good. That was really fun.
People were really into the reclining Veronica.
Yeah,
I know. We need to call that back next time you have your pick, Veronica. Okay,
Yeah.
Bonnie, why did you pick this book and what did you think about it?
Okay, so and I'm drinking I guess I should say
Oh yeah, sorry.
almond milk tea from Bubble Cup, but I put
It's a
Kahlua.
huge cup.
It's a lot of milk tea, but I put a lot of Kahlua in it. So you don't have that option at Bubble Cup. Like they don't have alcohol there. So I just added.
I wouldn't think they would have that option. Although an alcoholic boba, if you did like vodka boba, little bobas.
Yeah. It's just that the boba stuff and vodka don't quite match. You want like a more of a sweet alcohol, like I would say rum or a Kahlua or a chocolate liqueur, something that goes well with like if you have a milk, was that drink from like the 90s milkshake? Do you remember that?
No.
Am I really old? Okay, so it was in the 90s. They had this drink that all sorority girls tended to drink, and it was called a milkshake, and it was like an alcoholic White Russian, but with chocolate. So it was like,
That sounds delicious.
yeah, but if you had one too many, it was bad. Well,
Yeah, like I used to have a lot of those. It wasn't a. When I used to go to Hula Hands, they would have this frozen drink, and it was like a mudslide. It was like a really like it was like a milkshakey mudslide. It was really good. Was it just a mudslide?
Yeah, it was kind of like that. I would say it's a mudslide. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we called it something different in Colorado because we're weird. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I picked this book because it had really good world building, I thought. And I really liked the characters. I thought they were fleshed out really well, or scaled out, depending which characters you liked.
Clever.
There's sexy times, though there's disturbing sexy times. So I didn't pick this because of the rape scenes. Clearly, I'm against rape scenes in books.
We're going to say the word rape probably too many times because, I know we're probably going to say it in a light manner that's probably not appropriate, but there's so much assault and violence against women in this book, written by a woman, that we have to talk about it a lot. So I'm sorry, I don't like saying the word, but there's nothing else we can do.
Maybe we could think of a different word. I mean, I don't want to make light of it because it is a big deal, but at the same time, they're lizards. So I feel like I'm not giving them a pass because lizards should not be raping anybody. I don't care how hot they are. I mean, seriously, lizards should not be raping anybody anywhere.
Nobody should be raping anybody.
Nobody should be raping anyone. Lizard people.
No, I know.
Or ducks. Ducks should not be raping people. Otters should not
are the
be.
worst.
Like those stories, dolphins.
Oh yeah. They're bad.
Men in particular in a fantasy book should not be assaulting women in the manner that they did in this book.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not for assault in any kind of way in any book, especially sexual assault. But it was just the lizards have issues, and they work through them. And luckily, this main character works through some issues. So, and some bad stuff happens to lizard people too. But I'm just saying, I didn't pick this book because of that. I picked it because there's really good world building, really good characters. It's written well, and I thought we deserved a book that was a bit more extensive, so to speak. Yeah.
Okay. It was 1,000 pages.
It was very long.
Very long. But
here's the thing: I skip over stuff when I read books this long. So
I definitely skip.
How do you know what to skip over?
When there's a rape scene about to happen, I skip right over it. I didn't read that. I just felt like I memorized the book. So I don't know.
Veronica, what did you think about this book? Did you read the whole book?
I read the whole book.
Okay.
I did not skim. So like I really at first okay. I read the whole book. I feel like there was a lot that could have been shortened. Like there was a lot of stuff happening, a lot of walking, a lot of talking that could have been condensed in a way that would have made it a much like tighter read, I think. Overall, that's just a criticism of, I think, the editing in the book.
It was a self-published book, by the way. This is still a self-published book.
So that could explain part of it.
No editing. Yes.
Yeah. So that I think it could have been a lot better if it was significantly tightened up. Two, I really I was like, we got to the first scene where Marak like wins his like successful fight in the ring and takes the woman. I'm like, okay, this is what everyone was talking about. Nope. That sucked. That was pretty bad, but like, you know, the story is interesting otherwise. Let's keep going. And then it just kept happening. And like, things were finally going kind of well. Like they were together in the winter and they were in their cave and like they were playing house and like they were in love. And then it just got so much epically worse. Like it got so much worse so fast. And like, I don't know. Also, on the other side of the spectrum, Scott can go fuck himself. That piece of shit. Like what? That dude, he was like every shitbird dude I met like in my entire like high school. He felt like he was from high school. Like that's his essence was like high school douchebag. Like I hated him. And so I'm glad he finally got his in the end. He was the one kind of leader human who survived. Just guys, a spaceship crashes. It's and on this planet,
and most people die, and a small group of humans survive, and lizards live on the world,
like lizard people.
Yeah, lizard people. So and Scott and our Amber is the protagonist, and her fucking sister Nikki.
Oh, Nikki!
Oh,
almost as bad as Scott.
Yeah. I had hoped that her sister would die in the crash, and that just did not happen.
No, and she just got more and more insufferable.
Yeah.
And it was like, and so I don't think Scott died poorly enough. Like, I think Scott deserved, like, I was looking forward to his death the entire book.
Yeah, he died off camera, right? Essentially.
Like, basically, he gets blown up or something,
that's
and he's just gone. It's like, that was not, like, the flesh-peeling kind of death I was hoping for. Like,
every single woman gets assaulted so many freaking times in every orifice, and Scott gets to be blown up.
Yeah, like, off-screen. Like, no, like, that was bullshit. But anyway, I hated Nikki. I hated Scott. Eric was terrible, though he tried to be like redeemy. No thanks. Amber was like cool at first, but then she did so many like weird passive things too that I didn't understand, that felt out of character. Maroc actually had some really funny lines. Like, he was like pretty funny in like their back and forth, especially when like there was a language barrier. And like, okay, Megan says Scott definitely got raped as well. That is true.
It's true.
That did happen.
Yeah, I guess so, but
that
still.
Did happen. But like, I could have spent, like, for all the torture I had to endure with characters I liked, I could have spent some of that time like seeing some torture of characters I hated, maybe. That would have, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm a terrible person. I don't care. They were terrible. Whatever. This is the world we live in now, guys. But it was, I don't know. But there was some really funny moments too with Maroc and Amber and like the language barrier, and I really enjoyed those scenes. So yeah, it was a book.
I mean, I agree. Something about this book, though, you guys, is there's something really well written about it.
It was very well written.
Was insanely good. Like,
it was
like top tier science fiction writing. Good, like just incredible. I mean, really, I think the strongest thing was the world building and the philosophy behind the book. The religion was so specific and believable and heartbreaking, because at the end, spoiler alert, it turns out that it's all a fake.
Yeah.
A virus was released millennia ago or decades or centuries ago that made the lizard men just crazy beasts that raped and pillaged and just violent, awful people. And the original lizard men that were much more technologically advanced, with the downfall of their civilization, they invented this sort of pseudo-Islamic religion to try to control the urges and give a chance for the society to live, because the violence was so crazy.
Yeah.
So essentially, everything Maroc, as a very religious warrior, he finds out at the end nothing is worth anything anymore, and it's all a lie. And Amber's the one who kind of gives him faith, and toward the end, they just go forward. But yeah, so that was super, super awesome. The whole thing with the spaceship crashing and everything was amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty epic.
And then you get into this thing where, so much. I mean, we're not talking, I don't use the word rape lightly. We're talking about repeated assault, graphic assault of women and our lead character. We're talking a woman lizard who is carrying the child of a slaver and has her legs and arms cut off.
Yeah.
Because she keeps trying to escape. And so she's killed after she gives birth, but she's basically a bath mat. I mean, it's horrific. It is the most, I could not read it, you guys. I read this book a couple years ago, and I just couldn't.
And you warned me, like, I picked it for the book club like, years ago, and you were like, nah.
Yeah, when I read more about it, I was like,
matured enough to be able to handle it or something. You're like, okay, guys, it's time.
Yeah, it's time. Well, Bonnie wanted to, I was like, you know what? I don't want to like inhibit other people's selections and be too controlling, because everyone should have their selection. But yeah, I mean,
honestly, I just wanted another alien pick, because we were doing a lot of historic stuff and we were doing a lot of just regular human type things. And I was like, we haven't had an alien thing in a while, and the lizard thing intrigued me. And for the most part, because we already had in our forums a full discussion about this book,
Yeah.
And
a lot of people loved it. They loved it. They read all the author's books. So this is a super popular book, you guys, amongst a lot of, and if anybody ever read the Gore novels, did anybody ever read those? There were like 70s sort of porn. My mom thought that it was basically Conan, so she let me read them at like 12. And essentially it's softcore porn where women from Earth are transported to a world where men enslave all women. And it was very not good for me to read at the time.
Oh wow!
But
so it wasn't like Clan of the Cave Bear kind of softcore porn, or was
yeah,
it?
Pretty much, yeah, kind of about that level. But still, yeah, Cassandra James knows the Gore novels, so this kind of was evocative of that, but like in a weird sense in my estimation. So a lot of people did love this book though on the forum. So
I mean, we're gonna have, and I'm usually the one that picks a controversial book everyone freaks out over. So
yeah,
I mean, in Cthulhu erotica standards, maybe it was horrible because it's not consensual sex in this book for the most part. But at the same time, it's such a well-written book, and it's hard. It's hard because when you have a book like this and you really like the characterization of some of the characters, trust me, I hated Scott too. He's like a John Hughes villain. Like I even pictured him as the blonde guy who's the bad guy in Better Off Dead. Who's like the skier. Do you know what I'm talking about?
That's so true.
Right? Like he reminded me, or one of Trump's sons or something. I don't know. I was
oh yeah, totally.
Scott was totally Donald Trump Jr.
Yeah, like he looks like a 1980s villain. So, I mean, he does. And so that's what I was picturing. But, it's for the most part, I really like this book because the humans were ugly.
That was funny. He was like, "Oh, she's so hideous, but I can't help but be attracted to her."
It was so refreshing to read a book where it wasn't like a Mary Jane character or a character who's like, "Oh, I'm ugly because I have glasses," and then halfway through the book she takes the glasses off and she's hot. Like all the humans depicted in this book, the way that the lizard people like describe them is they're hideous. They're like the ugliest creatures on earth, and it was so funny to like see humans through their eyes. And to see,
and it was really well done. Like you were very believable, and I mean that kind of world building and reality was amazing in this book, honestly.
Yeah. And I like that it was 2 points of view. I like that you don't just have one like static way of looking at the characters and what's happening. And it was a very intriguing. I mean, for a self-published book, this is really impressive.
I think all her books are self-published, and I believe, guys, all her books have assault and rape as sort of
really?
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, I believe that. But you can correct me. I think Fracky from the forums read all of her books, and I don't know if somebody would like to correct me. I would like that because I'm sure people would like to read other things by her.
How many books are in this series?
There is no. This is the only book in this series. She has other series of other worlds she's invented, and yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good to know. I mean, I'll have to take a look and see what her other books are about. But
I don't know if I could read another book this far. I mean, I honestly now I'm even less tolerant of violence, and I just cannot. I couldn't even deal with that. I couldn't deal with the idea that all the humans were sodomized and assaulted, and they were like playthings, and Nikki was in a cage with people.
Yeah, that wasn't good. I wish there was a site like, doesthedogdie.com, because I watch a lot of horror films and TV shows. So I put the name of the horror film in that. It's a website. So I can find out if a dog dies in it so I don't have to watch it. Because there's some great stuff out there, but I don't want to like invest in something. And usually in a horror film, when you see a dog, you're like, well, that dog's going to die soon. And I don't want to see that. So I wish they would have that for books of, is there a rape? So I can avoid the books or kind of make a judgment call on whether or not it's something I want to read without getting fully invested in the book. Because I think a lot of these romance books, especially sci-fi and fantasy, there can be that level of, uncomfortableness because it's hard to read something like that. And I do apologize for anyone who, like, I hope I did not.
We warned everybody in advance. Like, listen, a lot of people didn't read the book because of this. But the question is, like, some people, sometimes I get really upset because they use rape in the protagonist, the heroine's background as sort of an easy thing, like she has to overcome it in order to be with a guy. And sometimes they use it very glibly to just get her in trouble so the guy can save her. This was not even like that. This was just like, oh, we're going to have a society where systematically women are assaulted. And if there's a slave, we're putting everything in every orifice. And we're just, I mean, it was just crazy.
Yeah, it was. But then again, like lizards don't understand human anatomy. So I feel like I'm not giving them a pass. I'm not saying lizards are allowed to rape. I'm just saying that when they treated all the humans like slaves, maybe they treated them more like guinea pigs. Not that you should be having sex with guinea pigs, but you know what I mean. Well, yeah. And so they weren't thinking of them as equals. It wasn't about love.
I mean, that makes sense. Look at what we do to chimpanzees. I mean, like, listen, like we do to apes and medical, experiments. And dolphins.
I mean, it's not that much different. I'm reading Haliconia Spring right now, and it's basically like, it's not the treatment of the like other races and other human tribes and stuff in that book is not that dissimilar from A, actual history, and B, all the shit that goes on in Last Hour of Gann or Gone or whatever we say.
I mean, it's true. Think about
it's less sexually graphic, but it's basically all the parts are still there.
But also like think about alien abduction stories and all that probing. It's like.
But if you think about back to slavery or in the Roman times, or even in the history of our country, like you don't think people were systematically raped and assaulted? Like that's
and even on the guy's side, I mean, just think about eunuchs. I mean, I'm pretty sure they didn't like what was going on where they had parts chopped off. So I mean, there's a lot of bad sex history with humans, but I just keep thinking if we landed on a planet where they've never seen us before, and then they turn us into slaves, of course they're going to like sexually assault us. I mean, that's on the list of things to do to alien slaves. Like it's, teach them how to sit, make them learn how to cook and have sex with them in all the different ways. Like I feel it. I mean, I don't know if there's a list. I'm just saying like,
should we do some of the questions?
Yeah, let's do this before everyone hates me on Twitter. I feel like I'm gonna get some.
No, I mean this is one of those things where it's like it's really hard. We have anything. Somebody named Felicia. Oh, this was me. Anyone think it could have been? No, this is a question. This is something I posted like years ago. Anyone else think it could have been half the length and just as effective?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I said as much.
Are we talking about the book or the length of something else?
The whole book.
The
lizard sex thing was just so not sex. There was nothing.
I know. That was.
And I married a lizard in Skyrim.
See, this is why I was hoping when I picked the book you would have a lot more. Oh wait, a motorcycle.
Listen, I married a lizard in Skyrim. I kept him in a very beautiful house. And we had 2 adopted children. Also, I was in love with.
Did you like to diddle his slit? Did you diddle his slit?
Oh, hello.
That's what they call it. They always like.
Oh boy, that sounds so dirty. But yes, of course I did.
It was dirty.
Where was it on the? Was it like, here? Was it here? I forget where the slit thing was.
It was down like by his girdle.
Right. Okay.
Not by his garter belt.
I feel like we're doing some sort of psychiatric that's like
show me on the lizard where the lady diddled you.
Show me on Godzilla where the sex thing happened.
Oh, I'm traumatized right now. Also,
but you know what it reminded me of? I just have to say this one thing.
Yes.
Their sex reminded me of, you know how when dogs and some other animals have sex, and I thought this is how it worked at first. That like when they have sex, they get like stuck together. I really thought the first not or a corkscrew or like it just engorges and you can't like retract.
Yeah.
I could have sworn like when they first started explaining like the first sex scene, like that's what was going on, that they were going to be stuck together. And I was like, oh, this is not going to go well for Amber. Yeah. But like didn't work out that way, fortunately.
She was still turned on by him.
Yeah.
After all that, I was like, go, lady. You are blind.
I will say, though, in Taken by T-Rex, which is a normal-sized woman and a giant T-Rex that have sex, that one was a little bit sexier than what happened in this book. Because that that was consensual. First of all, I don't even know how, because like Godzilla or the T-Rex didn't speak any language. He just roared and raced after her. But and she also gave him a blowy, which seemed a little difficult, but whatever.
Wait, she gave the T-Rex?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I did not read that one. I don't understand how they
you don't have to read it. I explain everything in the alt video. I even have puppets where I like show how it.
Please don't do an alt video or like another video with graphic lizard.
No, I won't.
For this book. You know what I'm saying?
No, tabletop owl bear says, Bonnie, did she get Tyrannosaurus wrecked?
Oh,
she did.
All right, next question. Katie says, that was a super wild ride. Did you find yourself relating more to Amber or Maroc? And if you were in Amber's situation post-crash, if there anything you would have done differently? That's a really good... Honestly, I thought Amber really handled herself well, except for not ditching Scott and Nikki.
Or like maybe killing Scott in his sleep.
Yeah, I would have ditched them. Like, what's the show that just came out? Is it The 100 or is it Revolution? Where all the teens end up on Earth after it's been terraformed again.
Oh, yes, it's 100.
The 100. And of course, none of the teens get along and they go off in different factions and then it turns into Lord of the Flies. But I don't understand why they all stuck together. If I was Amber, I mean, just me, I'm not a team player anyway, but I'm not going to follow Trump Jr. down like the worst path ever. I would have just ditched them. And I mean, the family thing.
There is more safety in numbers. I mean, that is.
Not if they're stupid.
True.
But not if they're stupid. I mean, if they're lemmings, it's not safe. So I would just.
Angel Mercury has a good point. Scott may have it was very chauvinist that they were like, oh yes, Scott's the leader, right? And Amber kind of deferred to him because she has self-esteem issues because she's a heavier, there's a lot of character stuff about her being overweight and having a heavier build and low self-esteem. So you get it. But like, I'm sorry, at a certain point, Scott's making so many bad decisions and such a D-bag that I would have thought that at least a couple of other humans would not be idiotic and be like, hey, Scott, over Amber.
Well, what's her face? Maria was like totally on board. Or what was her name?
Yeah, didn't she die? She
did die. Who got pregnant and then they left because
and an aside, she got pregnant and they tried to give her an abortion by I literally started crying. I was like, I can't
punching her in the stomach.
Punching her in the stomach, and then she bled and they died. This literally was just an example of what happens in this book that is awful.
Yeah, it's bad. It's not. This is not a book to read while you're pregnant either.
Like, or having a baby,
or just like a decent human being.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you? Why add that part? Why add that part into?
I don't understand either. I feel like there was a lot of stuff that happened to women that didn't necessarily need to keep happening.
Why do you think that up though? And why have it happen off screen to a character we don't even care about? Like, why even have that in the book? To just thought a worse character? He's bad. We don't need more reassurance.
Yeah, it would have been better if she just fell off a cliff or something. Like, she didn't really need all that violence against her. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So what would you guys do in a post-crash situation? Would you have done anything differently? Because Amber basically saves them all by making them move out of the crash site.
Well, I think you all know that I would be the person who would be the most prepared for this.
Okay, why?
Because I'm very good at this kind of thing. And I just feel as though I would probably be the one that you would choose as your leader. I would just know. I just really feel this in my heart that I would be the right person.
I would be okay with that as long as
I have a headlamp. I own a headlamp.
Okay. But as long as like eat the others isn't part of the plan when we run out of food.
Well, I mean, when they die, for sure.
Yeah, I don't care. If I'm dead, I'm dead. I mean, I'd rather have you eat me than a bunch of maggots.
I would definitely, people eat me. My thighs are very meaty right now.
Yeah, I'm huge. I'm Thanksgiving for you guys. So I totally get that. But just don't kill me to eat me. That's the only thing. Okay.
No, I wouldn't kill you. No.
Okay. Or, accidentally kill me. Don't do that.
Everybody gets their job. Yeah. Everybody has a job, and that's like, everyone has a purpose, and you just work.
You assign jobs. You would be a leader, Veronica. You would literally you would take command and tell you're the farmer now.
Because when people feel like they have a purpose, they feel like they're part of the team and they work better.
Like I'm really good at gardening, so I feel like I could at least get the gardening thing going. but also I feel like I'm slightly entertaining. So when we're depressed around the campfire, I can make up stories or something like that.
I know how to make snow shelters. I know how to make lean-tos. I feel like I know how to find like dry places in water.
You know how to clean
in
water.
rain. I do know how to clean water, although it would be difficult. I can make a fire. I feel like we're being pretty good.
Yeah, I feel okay. You're the leader.
Okay.
No, you would be my leader, Veronica.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do. I think about that a lot. Like I don't have skills.
You just go take some courses.
In what?
Fun. You can literally go take like outdoor survival courses.
I don't want to go outside though. I need to do
Well,
this.
you have to go outside.
You can take online classes. There's the online classes on how to survive. It's just you have to practice it outside though.
Oh boy.
I like how we're all like really stressed out that this is a possibility. I mean, it could be. I mean, the way things are going.
Could be the way things are going. Do you see these
know.
hurricanes?
Yeah, it's nuts.
I mean, the big thing to remember, because I grew up around tornadoes and now I'm in earthquake country. So I always have some sort of kit that's a kit for food and water and then a kit for survival. But I'm sure my kit's nothing like Veronica's kit.
No, Veronica's kit is basically has a house in it. It's like a bag of holding.
Yeah, she's got like a
My dog has a kit, you guys.
I have a kit for my baby. I have an earthquake kit for me and my baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even earthquake. I have a bug out bag for my dog.
There you go. There you go. You're good.
Yeah. My dog is probably going to survive and I'm not. That's basically
Just come to me. You just need to come to me because I'm on a hill.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll be well protected.
But I also think if you're going to have a bug out bag, you should have a prison bag. You should have things that you know are going to be valuable to people that you can trade for other things like cigarettes, toilet paper, tampons, and alcohol.
Yeah.
And pot.
No, they're fortunately, I think in some places they're giving away tampons now, so you don't have to.
Oh, that's good.
Not
Lisa,
here.
Lisa, okay, here, let's do some more.
Oh, here. I think it is actually here.
Oh, really? For the hurricane thing. Oh, okay.
Oh, not for the hurricane. No, for prisoners.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good place to stock up. Lisa asks, Amber's little cup from Earth was her one sentimental reminder of home in her life before the crash. What small item would you choose to be your keepsake? I would choose like a Leatherman because clearly...
All right, a non-functional keepsake.
Yeah.
Non-functional?
You can't have like a Swiss Army knife be your thing.
Why not? I'm sentimental about it. I would take a picture of my baby.
Wouldn't that make you sad? Because you wouldn't have your baby with you.
No.
Wouldn't you have your baby with you?
No,
I don't know. I don't see babies surviving giant planes.
Don't talk about
it.
I'm sorry.
We need babies for repopulating the world.
Okay, maybe if you had like a Superman situation where it was like really, bubble wrapped up, your baby would survive a crash. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to think of things that would survive.
What would you
bring?
What would you do? What would you want? I would want maybe a viewfinder because it's whimsical.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know what
there's no space. There's no space for sentimentality. I'm sorry.
Veronica's like, get out.
We have to count every ounce. Every ounce is just more weight.
I feel like it would be good to have a toy that also would really make like the natives or the aliens that you meet impressed.
Like magic. Like,
yeah,
ooh.
Yeah, like a spirograph.
Or like one of those things you press and that has the electricity. Like, ooh, that what's it called? I can't remember.
Or those toys from the 70s that just had like bubbles in them, so they look like little lava lamps, but you shoot them or something. You want something that, unless they're technologically advanced, then you're screwed. You're just gonna look like a dork. But if they're creatures from another planet that've never seen anything that cool, then maybe you could be like, you could see 3PO the Ewoks and they would think you're like a god.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. No, I get you. I like the way you're thinking. Like you're gonna impress. Like I have more value than. I mean, listen. If you could juggle, you might not get raped. You might just be a juggler. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. If you have some sort of entertainment value, like bring a puppet or bring some silly putty. I don't know.
I don't think puppetry is gonna get you out of this.
Don't say that. It's the only thing I'm good at.
Maybe doing yo-yo or ballet.
Yo-yo's good.
Might, if you were a good dancer. People are always like, every society likes dancing.
Yeah, unless it's a footloose planet, then you're screwed.
Ooh, if you could moonwalk, that'd probably be pretty impressive. I can moonwalk.
Right?
Yeah.
Veronica. Okay. How do you think Scott was right or wrong to reduce Amber's food rations because she was grossly overweight? Yes, he was always wrong.
Okay, so as an overweight person, I have to say, hell no. Like, first of all, everyone's metabolism's different.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't necessarily think that, you know, giving her the same amount of food as, well, here's the thing too, because you guys are like really skinny. You eat a lot more than probably I do because your metabolism's really good, right? So you're always hungry, so you always have to be eating small meals. So how that works?
I don't know what the math is with this stuff.
You need to figure it out, Veronica, before we.
I know. I don't know.
You gotta know these things. This is your job. The leadership is
okay. You're right.
I mean,
you're right.
because
I think everybody should get the same amount of food. I really, I pretty much believe that.
I feel
and
like
then if someone's not as hungry as everyone else, if they opt to like not need as much food, then fine. But like, I don't know, man. That seems like
it's hard too because I think certain people need a certain amount to function, and also if you're diabetic, or if you have
hypoglycemic.
Exactly. Thyroid issues or...
Yeah, it's true. You can't lose weight. It's not like just a calorie thing. It's a metabolism thing.
Yeah, because I get this all the time. People are like, well, Bonnie, why don't you just exercise more and eat less? I'm like, yeah, great. If you could fix my thyroid, that would be great too.
Does someone actually say that to you? Because fuck that person and I will punch them in the face.
I hear it daily. Yeah.
What? On the internet?
Yeah, from internet, from family that are just trying to be helpful, from, you know.
That's not helpful.
I had someone send me a link to bypass surgery. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Did anybody find the human lizard man sex hot? Fracky asks.
The sex or the character?
I did. I mean, it's kind of like just talking about sex is sometimes hot, you know, just like whatever, the tension or I guess whatever, but it really started to lose its luster like after like halfway through the book for me. I would say.
Too much. It was too long. It could have lost literally 500 pages and it would have been a better book. And killed Scott in a graphic way on on screen.
Yeah, over many chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally strips of his skin being like, eaten by like a slightly carnivorous worm.
Yeah, I feel like he wasn't tortured like he should have been. So that was
I mean, Nikki killed herself with a knife, right? Like she killed herself, or did somebody else?
Fish hook. She stole the fish hook that Amber used to kill Dickwad.
And she killed herself with it, right?
Yes,
I couldn't figure it out, which was a very messy way to go. And also, I mean, she's very good at being able to do that with one blow.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
I would not be able to do that quickly. That would have been, I would have messed up a lot.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I was like, whoa, Nikki got skill, but you know.
Yeah.
Other questions. What did you think of Amber arranging the marriage between the lizard women she rescued for the camp and the soldier who followed Maroc?
That soldier seemed sweet.
Yeah.
He seemed like a nice guy. And I really feel like in this world, like they really did need to like be paired up.
They did need to pair up. You do not want to be a single woman in this world. And
that seemed like a pretty good turnout for most people.
Probably better than they would have gotten any other way.
Probably. Right? So I think in terms of that and, you know, the backstory we had, I think that was probably the best.
Yeah,
bet.
like I would have read a book that was about the, you know, the wedding planner on the planet. That would have been good.
I don't want to read anything ever in this book again. Like for real. Ever.
I'm just thinking of fan fiction that's not rapey. I'm trying to think of what side characters, because you know when we read these books, sometimes the side characters are more interesting than.
Yeah, but they weren't, right? I mean, our favorite characters were Maroc and Amber. Like nobody else was redeemable whatsoever. Like there were a couple of other lizard guys. The one with who saved Maroc at the end was okay.
Yeah, he seemed nice.
Yeah, but like there was no like sassy gay lizard friend. You know, there was no
comic relief except for like the interactions Maroc and Amber sometimes had.
Yeah. I don't know. I really wanted this to be a little bit more rom-com than rape.
This was anything but rom-com. It was anything but rom-com.
Yeah, it was not rom-com. No.
Two questions from Matthew. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say Matthew Kitson, I don't know if you're talking about the same Matthew, said it was kind of amusing how Maroc preyed on if oral was okay. And I also thought that was pretty hilarious. He was like, wait, got to go talk to God.
Yeah.
BRB. Yeah, he would like, you know, cruise off and be like, okay, proceed.
I also felt bad for Maroc. Like, I think he was a great character. And when he found out his god that basically controlled his rage and violence was a fake, I mean, that's a whole dude's life based on that.
That was very
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz. I felt
Yeah.
like that was very like.
It was super Wizard of Oz. You're right.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like that idea though of having a whole race of people that really believe in an entity and control that doesn't actually exist.
That would be
what
so
means.
weird. That would be super weird.
Yeah.
That would be really fascinating to read about.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Also, I
Anyway.
really like how the chat room is no one is writing Scott S-C-O-T-T. They're all writing S''K-O-T. It's like
Harder
really
to spell,
great.
but more appropriate because
Scott.
I hated him so. He was irredeemable. He was irredeemable, you guys. It was. I mean, sometimes I'm just like, how can somebody do that? And then you look at politics now, and you're like, oh, there's so many people who would do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have to remember when basically all common sense goes away and you are
Or compassion.
and you're in charge of governing yourself. It's like do or die.
Yeah.
The worst of the worst people come out of the woodwork to take charge.
To step up to be in charge. Yeah.
I promise you all I will be a benevolent leader.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you would get bored and you would start messing with us.
Mostly benevolent.
Yeah, mostly.
Really. Just massage Veronica. Just a little massage. Just a little massage
Yeah.
turns into a harem.
Little footsies.
How about this, Veronica? I'll grow the pot that you like and you be nice to me. Let's just make that. Okay.
Matthew Kitson has a point. He was enslaved twice. He was assaulted in every orifice all the time, and he didn't change at all. That was unbelievable. Don't you
Yeah,
think?
he didn't learn. Not a learner. This
No.
Now.
But none of them were. None of them were learners. Not one human besides Amber was a learner. And that
But-
just was unbelievable.
But to me, in a way, I kind of feel like humans are so used to being at top of the food chain and being in charge, then when they crash land on a planet where they're not in control.
That's fine. But after being assaulted and kind of exposed to what the planet was at like and enslaved and horrible things happened to you and everybody around you,
Yeah.
you think, maybe I should reevaluate my philosophies and actions.
Yeah, maybe.
Or just maybe shut the fuck up for like 5 seconds. Scott, just shut up. Just shut
Yeah.
your face.
Shut your mouth. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Just zip it. Zip it. Zip it.
What did you think about the aspect of the book, the godlessness of it? So Amber being godless and then Marag being very, very religious and that flipping at the end. I felt like that was one of the most interesting things. Well, like I said already, I thought thematically the religion aspect and the faith aspect was really fascinating and well done in this book.
Were all the humans atheists or just Amber? I forget.
No, the humans didn't really talk about it.
Okay. Because it seemed like it would be an interesting dynamic if you had some Bible thumpers thrown in.
Yeah.
But then you'd have the my religion's better than your religion bullshit.
Yeah,
that
that's true.
happened.
Yeah, there would. Yeah, different religions would have been an interesting since they were exploring religion so much. Like nobody seemed to have like faith in a sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after crash landing on a planet of lizards, I would think there'd be some people praying to God, but I don't know.
True.
Yeah, that didn't really happen. Yeah, it would have been
Yeah.
interesting. I thought that was kind of an interesting, like I liked their conversations about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one more question, and then I want to do a little. Okay. Sarah asked, "What would you?" Well, I just want to do a little casting. Just
I do too. I do too. Yeah.
But let's ask our last question from the forum. Thank you for Sean for compiling. What would you speculate is the epilogue for the happily ever after? So the humans got a vaccine to prevent their. What was the vaccine? I was a little confused about this. So they got a vaccine from the human ship that changed their bodies in a way that allowed them to procreate with lizards. So I guess Amber was pregnant with a half lizard baby.
Yes.
So what do you think could happen in the future with Marag kind of being in charge of the faith of the planet now? Would that like basically dilute the virus that made them crazy killers and save the planet? I mean, what do you think?
What, because they had the half human baby?
Well, I guess the half human baby would not have that sort of like, hey, I'm going to rape and kill everybody sort of the virus that was, I guess, right?
Well,
Yeah,
because it's just one baby, though. There's no more humans, so that's not really
Oh,
gonna...
that's true. All the other humans died? There were no
Yeah,
other
there's
Yeah,
no
they
other
all died
humans
in the
left.
explosion.
Yeah. All the humans are dead. So
So that's not really gonna change. I think
So Amber's
I
the
think
only
he's
one.
I think he's probably going to continue like keeping the religion going because
Yeah.
it's the thing that keeps them contained, you know.
Yeah,
it
Laura,
keeps,
Laura
like-
asked too, why did the sun suddenly appear? Wasn't it something they
I
did
was-
up at the Zizite
tower.
The
Yeah.
tower?
At Zapatos.
The
Yeah,
Zapatos Tower?
Yeah, the shoe tower.
And they also rewrote the whole religion. So basically, Marak became like a scholar to redo everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it was basically went from Greek mythology to King James Bible.
Yeah.
But then at the end, there would be no more warriors, religious warriors. But at the end, they would still have that virus to make them violent, crazy people, right?
I
Yeah.
think you're still going to have religious wars. You don't need a virus for it, clearly.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
You
then
don't
the
think
sun
so?
came out. I was confused, you guys. I read it a couple times. I was like, "Oh, what's this setting up?" But I really didn't understand. To be
Yeah,
honest.
it was weird because like I thought the virus more like the Firefly Reaver situation, you know, where humans just totally went rapey and violent, and I didn't know how you could reason with them using religion as a way to reason. So I was kind of confused on how religion made them more easy to control if it's a virus. Like that's
Well, it gives them like this mental power to kind of like get like
okay.
Control
Okay.
themselves. It's basically kind of meditating, like breathing.
Yeah.
breathing.
Like,
meditating.
like so basically like Vulcans, because Vulcans
Yeah,
are super
exactly.
violent and they have to do meditation so they don't rip everybody to shreds.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The epilogue would have been interesting. I would have liked to know more about what their baby ended up being
Yeah, like just what their home life was like, and if
Maybe without all the assault. Yeah, I mean,
maybe fewer
Vanessa
rapes.
says that does give hope that they would be the sun coming out gives hope that they would be throwing off the judgment of the fires of Shul, the madness,
Right.
since the storms on the planet were ending too.
But that baby's gonna be bullied like crazy at
Oh,
Lizard School.
Or maybe
I
it'll
don't
be
know.
like the prophet or something.
Yeah, maybe because his dad is so important.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe it's like Spock. Maybe it's like Spock, where he's like half and half, and he has the better of both worlds. And I don't
But
know.
he's the only one. He's the only one that's half human. And then once Amber dies, which she probably will die soon because I mean,
Right.
not a lot of medicine there.
Yeah.
She'd probably die in childbirth, you guys.
Yeah. Because I'm imagining
Well,
like, wasn't there a
Don't
scene?
they lay eggs?
Is it, or is it like that scene in V? Remember
No,
V?
they don't lay eggs. They were pregnant. Remember, because the woman with no hands and legs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so it's like that movie or the TV show V. Remember from the 80s?
Yes,
and they
yes,
redid it.
yes.
He gave birth to like an alien baby, but it. I don't remember if it was a C-section or if it was like Alien, where it burst out from her stomach.
Let's just suffice it to say we don't need the sequel. We don't need to know. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Let's
It's 9
talk
o'clock
about.
Yeah.
Who would you cast? I would cast. Oh, this is really hard. I would
It is
definitely
hard.
cast Jean-Luc Picard,
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart as the voice of Marak,
Okay.
and then Amber
Hmm,
would be
interesting.
Melissa McCarthy.
Really? Okay.
Okay.
But see, I wouldn't be able to take her seriously. Seriously.
It could be serious. In those circumstances, Melissa McCarthy would not be witty, or like, she would get it done.
I don't know. I'm thinking her of who's Spicer now. So so Spicer and lizard sex is now in my brain. Thanks.
Okay.
lot.
Isn't she like a little old? I mean, I don't want to be ageist.
Younger, younger Melissa McCarthy for sure.
Okay.
Younger Melissa McCarthy, or like Ricky Lake from Hairspray.
Okay.
Oh, okay. What about that supermodel that's the plus size supermodel that everyone talks about? Amber or
She's beautiful.
starts with an A. Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley. I think it is Ashley.
Yeah, I would cast her because then it's
Okay.
a little bit. I wouldn't be laughing. Melissa McCartney just cracks me up, so I wouldn't be. I mean, I'm not judging. If that's who you want, that's who you want. I'm trying to think of. Sadly, there's not a lot of curvy actresses other than.
It's true, which is bullshit. Hey,
I mean, I would love Christina Hendricks from Mad Men, but that's
true.
now it's really sexy.
Taste from the chat says the Geico Gecko voice for Morocco.
See, it's interesting that you were thinking CGI and then the voice. I was thinking
Ashley Graham. Ashley Graham is
Ashley Graham. That's right. I was trying to think of what actor already kind of looks like a lizard. Bern Gorman, who's a British actor, he's got weird lips. He might be good for that, but he's not muscular.
Yeah.
Maybe The Rock.
Okay.
With a lizard face.
Well, I'm gonna cast Garrus as Marok.
Oh, okay.
Something along that line.
All right.
I like Matthew. Matthew's getting a lot of play in this episode. Matthew says Kat Dennings is Amber.
Yeah, that
I
can
can
work.
see that.
That's a good one.
That's a good
Doug
one.
Jones
Pretty
is
good.
a Marok body. That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, one of my favorite actresses, who's actually a friend of ours, Amber Benson, would be great, but I don't want her to be subjected to bad things by
We don't even want to see this movie made ever. Okay.
No, I don't want to watch this movie. This movie would be
I
terrible.
would
I
not.
hate it.
The only way I would watch this is if it was a sequel and it was about their kid in high school.
Yeah,
And there was
they were
no
very
assault.
happy, and they have outlawed rape.
Yeah, so it's like Lizard OC. I would watch that. Or
It's
Lizard,
not just outlawed rape; it's punishable by death.
yeah,
Punishable by death, so no, everyone is respectful and all sex is consensual and very sexy.
yeah.
Yes.
So it'd basically be like Riverdale with lizards.
I would watch that.
I would watch that.
In
I
a
would watch that.
second, in a hot
Okay.
second.
Yeah, I mean, Jughead Lizard is already sexy to me. Have you watched Riverdale, Veronica? Have you watched any? Okay, it's on Netflix or Hulu.
It's
or
really
something.
not good, but it's kind of watchable.
It's
Okay.
they've redone Archie comics, but made it gritty.
This book. Anyway, okay, well, thank you for picking it. Our next month's book, since it was Kyla's pick, but she
It's on fire.
unfortunately had she's on fire. Hopefully not. I picked a book that I've been wanting to read for a while that happens to be an alt that got read in December of last year, but I don't care because I want to read it. So thank you, Forum, for having good taste. The book is called A Promise of Fire, and it's a fantasy romance that looks really delicious and awesome and has gotten awesome reviews. So I have not cheated to see what the Forum thought of it, those of you who read the alt, but we will be reading it as our main for September. And our hangout will be on October 3rd.
Cool.
Unless my work schedule interferes, and then we will figure it out.
How did
just-
Ian know I was sleepy? He called me sleepy, Veronica. I am sleepy.
Aww.
Did I make a sleepy face? I'm sorry.
Ian's
9
got
o'clock is very late for me.
body language.
You just look very relaxed. That's
Relax,
like
Veronica. Reclining, Veronica.
Not as reclining as last week, or last month.
Last one.
but-
No, sorry.
The group rereads for September, which Sean is so nicely coordinating, are Gabriel's Ghost and the alt Grimspace. I would recommend that Gabriel's Ghost was one of the worst books that we read.
Grimspace was pretty good though.
Grimspace is excellent. So
Yeah.
if you're going to skip a reread, do read Grimspace over Gabriel's Ghost, which was really not a good book. And the August alt pick was Bitter Spirits by Jen Bennett. I don't know if that's coming up or not. I think it might be coming up is Bitter Spirits by Jen Bennett. And that looks pretty good too.
Cool.
All right, guys. Well, any last words, you guys?
I'm reading this book that you guys might like. There's not a lot of romance in it, but it's called My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix, who also did the IKEA horror novel.
What?
This one's actually really good, Veronica. It's about a
Horror store. That's
It's
so
about-
funny.
It's about a haunted IKEA where
That's
all the
amazing.
clerks.
Oh my
keep getting
God.
murdered.
That looks hilarious.
Yeah, and it's by Grady Hendrix, which is also a great author name, but this is a hilarious book. So I don't know, maybe there's no romance in it, but it's funny. So
Well, you
those
can
are the-
start a thread under the September hangout. I mean, you guys can
Yeah.
talk any thread you want. You can talk about anything, like honestly.
I'm trying to read more books instead of watching television because I'm trying to become a better writer. And I feel like reading more and more books that are coming out is probably my best bet, not just doing the books here. And then I try to read the Sword and Laser books too, Veronica. I don't know.
Yeah. We are reading. We just started, like I said, Haliconia Spring by Brian Aldiss.
Oh, that's a good book.
Yeah, it is a good book. I'm almost done. I finished. I had a lot of flights this month, so I got a lot of reading done. So I'm done early. But it's really good. It's really interesting.
All right. Well, everybody, if you want to read some straight science fiction and fantasy, go over to Sword and Laser, Veronica's other online podcast. And you guys, that's it. All right. Well, we'll see you next month. And I'm again sorry for anybody who wanted to see me in Portland this weekend, but didn't because I had to cancel for work. Very cool job. So you will be happy, I promise. Okay. Talk to you later, you guys.
It's gonna be awesome.
I didn't tell anybody at all.
Nope.
Okay, bye.
Bye.